Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to an ITFC transfer talk special from Talking Town. Ipswich Town confirming within the last few moments that we have signed striker George Hirst from Blackburn on, I think it's a loan. It's so recent, I've not even looked. I welcome Cruncher in. Feels like years since I saw you, Cruncher, but we've obviously...
I've aged since this afternoon.
Fucking hell. We've got... well, I'll read this out because I've not actually seen this yet. Okay, so it's brand new to me. Striker becomes second edition of January. George Hirst has joined Town on loan. Oh, sorry, from Leicester, not from Blackburn. Sorry. For the remainder of the season, the striker who spent the first half of the campaign on loan at Blackburn will see the 2022-2023 season at Portland Road. George, 23, came through the Wednesday Academy. We won't hold that against him. And signed a professional deal with the Owls in 2016. All the usual stuff. So yeah, George Hirst in on loan, second signing. What are your thoughts? I mean, mine are well documented on this signing, so I'm going to take a back seat for a second and just let you speak.
Obviously, I remember his dad. You probably wouldn't remember his dad, David Hirst from Sheffield Wednesday. So that's obviously the link there where he signed there. Look, Martin, he's 23. He's a good age. He's one of them players, right, who he needs to put down some roots, as far as I'm concerned. You know, he's had the loan at Pompey, then he's gone to Leicester, gone to Blackburn from Leicester. You know, he's not played for Leicester, I don't think, in the Premier League, has he?
No, I don't believe so.
Look, I know Colin was saying about he comes from a Premier League team yesterday, didn't he? He said. Now, you have said that before. You have said that before when these players have that on their CV. You know, I know he's not played, but he's obviously attached to a Premier League team.
He's played twice according to SofaScore in the Premier League. So
yeah, but that's probably, he might have come off the bench for a few minutes, you know. So
minutes per game, 12.
Yeah. So look, he's done all right at Pompey last season. I don't think he's going to be. I think it's no secret he's not going to be the only striker arriving at Town. No. Like I said before, it gives you that extra weapon, takes a little bit of pressure off Ladapo. So look, good luck to George. Hope he hits the ground running. I think when you're a striker, Martin, and you join a new club, like Ladapo sort of found out, didn't he? He went quite a lot of games when he didn't score, and then people started doubting you. Now, if you're a striker coming in and you sign, you want to hit the ground running like Marcus Stewart did back in 2000, you know, when he came in and scored away at Barnsley, then scored at home to Huddersfield. And that takes the pressure off. So hopefully, he'll be involved Saturday. I probably think it'd probably be from the bench. I would have thought. Look, best wishes to him. We all want him to do well.
Yep.
To give us that extra push over the line. And yeah, let's see how he settles in. Look, he's going to have a good week's training.
That's ideal.
It's quite interesting when you think of how Mark Ashton operates, that he's there for everybody to see yesterday. You know, he's in the director's box. I think it's a bit strange when I think that Ashton is all a bit cloak and dagger sort of in the summer, wasn't it? You know, we don't want nothing broken sort of on social media.
I said to you last night, if he was as public as he was, and he was, that to me says the deal was kind of done. Like it's a formality of it, because you know Broadhead was there, we know, but obviously not as visible as Hirst, which to me says obviously that deal's got a little bit of a way to go.
Yeah, this was probably further down the line.
Yeah,
you know, he's there. He's there. But look, best wishes to him, and he scored goals in this league. I know he went for a bit. I think he's had a loan spell at Rotherham as well, didn't he? Don't think he's
possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was at Rotherham. I don't think he'd done that well there. So look, we are all hoping. We are all hoping when he comes in, he scores the goals that give us that little bit of extra edge.
Yeah. An impact player, perhaps from the bench. Somebody's going to move the needle that we keep talking about on the podcast. Here are his stats from the Portsmouth season. Total played 40, started 27, an hour a game. It works itself out at 13 goals. So you know, I think that was one more than Macaulay Bonne, who obviously was with us last year. 4 assists, 5 big chances created. You know, not a bad season at all at Portsmouth, but obviously this year in the Championship, played 9, started 2 at Blackburn, 0 goals, 12 touches per game, big chances created, 0 assists, obviously. So, you know, has struggled for whatever reason. I'm sure probably an injury or two may have occurred if that's the number of games he's played. But while in League One, he certainly performed to a standard. So,
yeah, look, 21 games to go. If he scores 8 goals,
then
I think,
yeah,
I think we'd all be happy with that. He might. It depends. You don't know if players are injured. He might play more than we think he's going to play. But
interestingly, a lot of his heat maps on the right-hand side. So that wide forward on the right sort of role. Maybe this is the sort of competition to Wesley.
It's no secret we chased him in the summer, is it really? We were after him, and
no,
I know it was protracted, and obviously in the end we didn't get him, and we know what happened. But now we have got him, and let's hope that Kieran could get him on that training ground, get on the grass, and hit the ground running. That's all I hope for when we sign a striker is score an early goal, take the pressure off yourself. Absolutely. Not just as fans. Obviously, for him himself, he'll want to impress early. And imagine he comes on Saturday, second half, and nods in the winner at the North Stand. Then I know we're all dreaming that. Look, it could happen, and that's what we want to happen. Yeah, and absolutely, let's just wish him all the best and see how he goes, mate.
Yeah, we've got Womble says he did well with a hat-trick against Germany, but isn't he a little old? Well done, Womble. Harps, even all happy he's here, but a broadhead perm contract will be icing on the cake. A says, thanks, Talking Town. Hadn't heard the news, so I saw on the chat. Great news. Well, no problem. Ashley Bell, training at 7:30 announcement. Another one at 8, question mark. Maybe. Given the number 27 shirt, same as Stewart. Let's hope he has the same impact.
Well, if he has the same impact as Marcus Stewart, look, Marcus didn't. He got them 2 goals early, Gov, and then he went through a real dry spell. I think he had a bit of an injury, and obviously we all know what happened in the playoffs, and that's gone down in town folklore. We hope we avoid the playoffs. Obviously, this year we don't really want to be in them. But look, it's all for me is service. But I don't think he starts Saturday. I think Ladapo showed enough that obviously he's the man holding the shirt at the minute. But like you've said now, it does take a bit of pressure off Freddie because we haven't had them many options off the bench other than Caden Jackson. John Jules. We don't know when he's going to be fit. I think we probably see him before the end of the season, but that's probably going to be, I'd have thought, into March time. So
what's interesting is the comment from Ash there, because he's, as I said, he's coming to start. Surely, question mark. Leicester recalled him from Blackburn because he wasn't starting. Now, that's a good point by Ash. But then if you obviously throw in, Big Fred just had a great game yesterday. If you throw in Broadhead on a fee, like, as somebody says in the chat, more options than a vending machine. But does he start? Is he starting? What's...
Well, he doesn't start Saturday, does he? I don't think he starts Saturday. Broadhead can play. Broadhead's not just your central striker, so I think he's probably going to take one of them other berths. Probably, I'd say on the left, but then you've got Harness. Look, we've got so many options.
Was a money signing, yeah.
But they did say they're going to leave no stone unturned, and we don't want to have no regrets. So. Look, we have to roll the dice, Martin. We're in this position now, but we want it to be better, and we don't want to sit here in May like, oh yeah, we wish we'd have signed so and so. It didn't happen. We didn't get over the line. You have to speculate to accumulate.
You do,
and we all know that. We've got the finances. We're lucky. We're going back over the years. January, who did we sign? Wasn't a great. Never permanent. I know this is a loan signing. Will this go? If he does well, has it got the potential to be a permanent signing in the summer? I don't know.
Well, as Ben Moore said earlier in the chat, could this be a Christian Walton type situation where it's a try before you buy situation? He comes in on loan, if he does well, we obviously pick him up in the summer. It could be that, So just because it's a loan doesn't mean it's necessarily 6 months and see you later, does it? Really?
It's up to him to impress. It's up to him to impress,
Either us or someone else, because what the football world does watch. Obviously, he did say this on the club website. I found out about the interest and just wanted to get it done. George told I follow Ipswich. Now that it is, I'm delighted to be here. I've heard great things about the manager as well, and I couldn't wait to get here and have a chance to work with him myself. I've had a good and honest conversation with him. I'm here to help, and I want to be involved in a promotion push. The team has done well so far this season, and I want to keep that going and give us a little bit of a push. It's great to be here. No, sorry, it's going to be great when I get on the bottom row pitch, and hopefully I can be part of a team that the supporters can be proud of, as I know they always turn up in their numbers. So
it's interesting now, isn't it? We've got a manager or stroke coach that people want to come and play for because they say his training sessions are brilliant. So Hirst is 23. He's only going to improve, and let's hope that he does well, gets the goals, fires to promotion, and then it leads to a permanent deal in the summer. That's what we all hope. But nothing in football is written in stone, Martin. So we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. I think that probably says to me, I don't know what happens to him because obviously he can only go to Burton. Does that mean they might deregister him anyway? And he might just play 23s football. I don't know.
Is a loan move abroad out of the question?
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. He can't go to another team in this country apart from Burton.
No. But is that only England? So like let's say just Hibernian, for example.
Well, I know it's three. Obviously, 3 teams in this country. I don't know the rules. What it is if you can go abroad and play football there, but
I'll have it the next time we go live.
But obviously, Hirst, I think he wouldn't be cup tied, would he? Neither. So he'll be able to play in the next round against Burnley. So
good opportunity for him.
We could see him probably start possibly that because we've got Oxford and then we've got I think Morecambe, haven't we? After Plymouth on Saturday. So you got 3 games there. So.
I think he could possibly start against Oxford, yeah. I mean, the week after. As Josh says, why can't he start this weekend? He's got a week to settle in. It's a good point. It's not like he's got 24 hours like sometimes you get in January. You've got, 4 or 5 solid days of work, really.
I think that's harsh on the Ladapo if he comes straight in. Look, this could fire Big Fred now, because obviously you're thinking he's only playing 1 striker. Hirst knows this when he's coming in. He's not going to be the way that we play. Kieran does like to chop and change. Sometimes some people might say he does it too often in them front 3 berths. I think for me now, Martin Chaplin's nailed on every single game. He should be playing. And then for me, you've probably got another 2, but it's having the options available for different games. We've got some Saturday, Tuesday games, so we can mix it up then. But look, I just hope that he comes in. I hope he does really well. And I think all Town fans, I know some people might not rate him and whatever, but let's see what he can do when he gets the blue and white on. He played in the blue and white at Pompey and he done quite well. And their fans like him and they rave about him. So he's proved that he can score goals in this league. And let's hope that he hits the ground running. Let's hope we're celebrating Saturday. He's got the winner and we're all raving about George Hirst.
Spot on. So, I've my comments are quite well known on how I felt in regards to Hirst being linked, but now he's an Ipswich Town player. I have, he has my full support, and the only person who can prove me wrong is obviously now George Hirst. And I hope
do we have to submit the 22? Is that the end of January?
I'd have thought so. Yeah, I'd have thought so.
So we've got 3 spaces. We took 2 up, but we could move some players out, couldn't we? That could change. It doesn't have to be just 3, does it?
No.
So.
No, not at all. Ladapo drops deep into the 10 position at times, so you could play a 2. We were sort of saying, could you play a 2? Cricket Portsmouth. The master promotion was Warnock, and he'd love to pack his squads with strikers. The more options, the better for me. Very true. Very true. Then you ride the hot hand until the form drops, and then you've got others ready to sort of step in, I guess. Sofa score is quite interesting because it says strengths, no outstanding strengths, weaknesses, ball control, passing, and ground duels. I'm not putting anything by that because I've often said about stat sites that it's all stats. So one year I'm sure it could probably read outstanding at ball control, and another year with 5 games, 6 games, it could read another story. But that's what that said. You can go to Sofa Score and check it out. That's all there. 23 years of age, and he's a right-footed player who plays from the heat map. Crunch in that right channel area, he's got some obviously heavy foot in there in the box, but mostly under Portsmouth it was in that.
What's his heat map this year? Obviously, he's not played that much football. Has he?
The bench would be there.
He's not played it
over here.
I think he's always going to struggle at Blackburn because you got old Brereton Diaz, and he's going to be number 1. So to get in front of him, and obviously it's not worked out for him. Leicester have pulled the plug. I can't see him playing for Leicester. I think if he does well for Town, Martin, I know Leicester offered him a new contract, didn't they? I think he got another 2 years. So I can't see him. He's 23 now. If he's going to make the breakthrough at Leicester, he would have done that already there. So this is time for him to prove himself at a League One team that are on the up, who hopefully are in the Championship next season.
And will create him chances.
So it's all down to him and how he gets on. But like I said, when we had Christian Walton and when we signed him, he was one of them players. He was one of them players who went to all these clubs on loan. And sooner or later, you do have to sort of nail your colours to a mast of a team and then hopefully have a good career there. But that's all we can hope for. That's all we can hope for, that he scores some goals and we're sitting here in May and saying, oh, George Hirst, what a great signing he was.
Yeah, and he's not joining a football club that's struggling to create chances at this moment in time. Touch wood, obviously, to keep that going. We are high of all the expected goal stats that you see, so he's going to have plenty of chances. You'd have thought to convert minutes into chances into goals, and it's down to him now, really.
Like we said earlier, he's there yesterday, and we've put on a great show. He must be chomping at the bit to get going. He's seen a team. He's seen a team come in from the Championship who we've pretty much put to the sword. He must be thinking, right, this team create a lot of chances. I can get myself some goals here. I can be a hero. Number 27. Why not? Why can't it be George Hirst in a few years' time? We're talking like we did at Marcus, at the time when he came in. I know we're in the lower division. I get that, but let's hope that he can have that impact, because that's what we need, isn't it? We do need these players coming in. They've got. Josh says he get 8. Yeah, if he gets 8 goals between now and the end of April into May, I think we'd all take that. But
yeah, 8+ is a great return between now and end of May. Absolutely.
Broadhead, when do you see him? When's Broadhead coming? When's Broadhead coming?
In the chat saying another one at 8 p.m. So you might see us again in 10 or so minutes. But I don't think there'll be another one today. I don't think that will be today. But I could be wrong.
No, I think that's there's a little bit more work to do with that one, because they've kept him under wraps, haven't they? He's not been sitting in a box with his girlfriend having everyone take a picture with
but he was there.
He was there, but nobody see him. So
that's what I mean in terms of how prevalent or how prominent.
Who's on Salthouse Watch? Who's on Salthouse Watch? That's what we need. Someone get down there.
I'm not IT.
Is there an N Broadhead checked in?
Yes. April is the first interview, says Matthew Dow. Can we take Susek from West Ham? I'd take Susek every day of the week.
I don't think he's going to be dropping down from the Premier League to town. Anyway, quickly before we go, what does everyone make of the FA Cup draw?
Burnley at home. I'm going to again hopefully wait and see if they open the cobble stand up before getting a ticket. That's what I'm going to do.
I hope they stick with the prices that they did for the Rotherham game. Look, it's a test. It's more of a test than Rotherham, because obviously Burnley are sitting at the top of the Championship. Obviously McKenna, good young manager, Vincent Kompany, doing things there, and they beat Bournemouth yesterday 4-2 with not all their first team players. So look, it's going to be a very tough game, but yeah, same seats if you want, Matt Stannard, if you can get them further along, whatever, mate. But we appreciate that. Hopefully Gov will come and sit with us this time.
No, cobble stand, son. Or if I have been a Magnus, I will, obviously, but I'm hoping.
I think it probably they might get a few more in. It was nearly 16,000.
If you just played Rotherham, which is the bottom end of the Championship, to see what the gap is like, this is a Premier League squad effectively in waiting. Has been for I think a decade. They're only just removed from the Premier League.
I'm looking into the future. It's 1-1. Yeah, it's 91st minute. Burnley got a free kick. Oh, hang on, Scott Twine. There you go. 2-1 Burnley. You heard it here first.
Hey, if you could give a good account of yourselves against that team, then why not?
Look, it's a good test. It's a sterner test than Rotherham was, and this is. Let's see. I think we'll play maybe a similar team. Do you think? I think we might go a little bit stronger, Martin, against Burnley.
It's the 28th, 29th of January, right? So you've got it was the Accrington Stanley home game.
Yeah, that's gone. That'll be midweek. And then we've got Cambridge the following week away.
On the Saturday, yeah. And the week before is... Where are we the week before? Oxford. So...
And they've got Morecambe on the Tuesday.
Well, that's it. So that might hurt, I guess. So, I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit. But look, we've got nothing to lose. We're at home. I'm happy we're at home. Let's go out there and give a good account of ourselves. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. And it doesn't really matter. But it'd be nice to see sort of what progress we've made and sort of how far we need to sort of go, because I don't think Burnley will play their full team. I wouldn't have thought. Bailey Peacock-Farrell plays in goal for me. How far his star has fallen. He was a good young goalkeeper at Leeds, but now he's reserve goalkeeper at Burnley. But
they might fancy themselves. Obviously Leeds got knocked out this weekend. You got some Villa just got knocked out.
Leeds did not get knocked out.
Did they not?
It was 2-2. They equalised in the 93rd minute. Yes. Yes, right. 93rd minute.
On the verge of going out. But you got Villa being knocked out. Like there's some teams that you would consider maybe threats to an FA Cup that, I'm not saying Burnley are going to win it, but they could be looking at it thinking, the more these sort of teams fall around us.
Yeah, there's always one team, isn't there? Normally from the maybe Championship or
many years ago. Yeah,
got to the final. But why can't we have a good run? Because look, we'd rather be playing Burnley at home than going to Turf Moor. Let's be honest. We wouldn't want to go up there.
What was the last time we were there? The day we had Sam Vokes sort of rounded Dean Gherkin to send them up. Was that the last time we were there?
Possibly. I see Tyrone Mings make his debut there at Burnley. That was near the end of the season.
That was a bad game. It was on Sky, that one as well.
Do you remember when we played there 3-0 away? Was it the parachute man landing on the roof? The kickoff was delayed for 45 minutes. I went there. That was one of the worst games I went to when Paul Gill was in charge. It was a snowy Tuesday night. Jimmy Bullard and co were in town, playing for Town, and we lost 4-0, and we absolutely stunk the place out that night.
There's a lot of games that year to choose from under that rain.
And I had to go to work the next morning.
Oh, Norwich are knocked out, says James. Good point. Rob Holmes, could be a good test. Want to be challenging at the top of the Championship. Hopefully next season this is a marker. There we go. Yeah. So you have got a Hirst interview out in 3 minutes' time. If you're watching us live, if you're watching on catch up, you'll probably already seen it. But yeah, signing number 2 in the door. Broadhead to come. Is there a centre midfield player do you still feel on the horizon? Because I think if you look at the Stumman makeup, he wanted 4. So possibly he might.
He's got Humphreys. I think Humphreys has sort of changed. Probably he's thinking a little bit now. When you've got Evans, Morsey, Luongo, who we don't know how much football he's going to play, how fit he is. But then who's going to go out the door? There could be players going out the door, Gov. It's not all about players coming in. If we need maybe another extra one, we might have to sort of. I know. Look, Josh, there's a right back there. There's a right back get you promoted. Not for me. It's goals that are going to get you out of this league. So I'd rather add another attacking player if we had to. Maybe we get Broadhead, maybe a winger. Maybe I don't know. I think we're just being a little bit greedy if we think we're going to get him as well, because they can't all play. They cannot all play.
5 subs though.
Yeah, and this is where this is going to it should be benefiting us in the second half of the season now. We did say it when they brought this ruling in, didn't we, really, that it should benefit the teams with bigger squads, with better players. So let's hope. Someone to push Burns, possibly. But he's got Caden Jackson now, so Stu Blue. So there you go.
I like Caden, but if you say it was Caden or Whittaker, I mean...
No, yeah, look, we know that. We know that.
I know you know that as well. I
see a really nice post on Twitter today that someone had asked, Ginny, who I know, had just asked Caden... it was her son's birthday. Could she sign something? And he said, when we're out the FA Cup, I think he said he put a little trophies. Maybe when we win it, I think he was tongue in cheek. He can have my shirt. So I thought that was a really nice touch. I really like that.
He's a great guy. As I said on the podcast today, if you've not watched it, go check it out. Caden's a nice guy. He strikes me as a real gentleman, and one of the reasons why I root for him, because I think he is a genuinely good guy. So
I think they all are. I think this is a thing about players coming in as well. They want the right characters, Martin, to come in down there. They'll do all their checks and that. They're not going to have anyone in there who's going to be a big time Charlie who might upset the apple cart. They're all pulling in the same direction. And I think Hirst comes in, Broadhead. Look, it might be a bit of a culture shock for Broadhead because he's played all his football sort of up north, hasn't he? Really, Wigan, Sunderland, Everton. But look, he's Welsh. He's got Wes Burns. He can come in. He's got Lee Evans. There you go. They can take him under their wing.
Absolutely. I just in your name. I'm First. Very clever.
There you go.
Very clever. Missed that. Right, we're done.
Anyway, good luck, George Hirst. That's what
absolutely.
I say.
Go and smash it. Prove me wrong, son. Transfer talk in the books, number 2. Let's see when we do another one. The interview should be live now. If it's 8 p.m, they're releasing it. But until another time, with love, with care. Thank you for the 79p donation. We'll speak to you later.